on what we can do with the squad we have, and then the improvements the team will need in terms of mythology, in terms of coaching staff, in terms of department, in terms of players. And once again, to be better, we'll see at the end of the season. It will depend on what happens with a lot of players. Between you, Berta, and everyone that's involved, make sure you get it done, in it, people. But with that being said, we need depth as well, as Dan has been saying, quality in terms of, the areas we need to address, and in terms of obviously depth, because there's been bare injuries. I want to kind of close up with some transfer business, my boy. Would you spend 70 million on Morgan Rogers?
100%.
I'm with you still.
This guy's an absolute baller. I've got a lot of time for him, and I know there's a bit of English tax on that, but I'd take it. If we're paying 65 for Havertz, this guy's worth 70. Absolutely 100%. I like Reinders, and I feel like he's probably more of a player that we need in terms of the box-to-box. I think Morgan Rogers is definitely more of a 10, and I think Erdegaard can play in that 8. Maybe that's a great shout. I think this guy is an absolute baller, and I think he's definitely good enough, mate. I'm a big, big fan, and he was on my list. The problem I've got is, okay, let me give you this. I'd rather sign Morgan Rogers for 70 than Morgan Gibbs-White for 70. Let me tell you that. I think Morgan Rogers is going to be absolutely electric, mate. I think
he's done it in the champs.
Fantastic player. So I'm taking him, man, all day long. I hope that's true.
I hope it's true as well. I don't know how legit football transfers is, but I've come to accept, or what I'm believing anyways, in the modern day. Obviously, Odegaard's a bit of a throwback, creative kind of guy, but then he's not in the way Arteta's got him. I'm kind of thinking, if I want anything to creativity and stuff, it's all about the dynamic runners. Now, obviously, this guy's got dribbling skills, goals, the personality. I think you need these kind of 8s. And I just imagine just the option of him and Rice together, potentially, and other players in the mix, it could be great. And 70 million, it's probably the new 40 million in today's day and age. I don't think we're getting him. I think the vast majority of this is because apparently Aston Villa have to sell someone before the 30th of June with PSR. We always hear them rumours. We heard that about Newcastle. There's probably several players they will let go before Morgan Rogers. But if it could happen, I'd be for it. I know your feelings on Gyökeres. Apparently, he's our first choice target. Apparently, Real Madrid have got involved. Does it scare you?
I think United, Madrid, Barcelona are all going to be sniffing around him, because obviously he's a number 9 that a lot of clubs want. Chelsea are probably in that bracket as well. I think it depends how the season finishes. If United win the Europa League, they get Champions League, he might be more tempted with Amorim being there. Chelsea obviously win a trophy. I'm not too sure. Without Champions League, they'd be interested. I think Arsenal are in pole position from what we hear with Berta being keen, but you never quite know the truth. He's my number 1 because Isak isn't available. If I'm
with him as well.
Well, look, Isak's obviously the choice that we want, but he's unobtainable, bruv. He ain't going to go anywhere. I think, if you're looking at 70 for Rodgers, you'll be looking at 170 for Isak. So I don't see that's realistic. I think Gyökeres is the guy we've got to get, bruv.
I'm with you with that. And I'll actually go one further now. You know what? Personally, I've gone past the point. I like Gyökeres. Isak would be the dream target, but that's a dream. I don't necessarily want Sesko, but I do think he's a lot better than people make out. And if we got Gyökeres and Sesko, I'd be for that. But I'm past the point now. Whether it's Gyökeres, Isak, Sesko, Joe Blogs, get me my striker, and I'll criticize and praise and say any concerns then. I need to see a number 9. Marino, you've done your thing. Havertz, you've actually been one of our top goal scorers. But everything going into next season needs to make sense. Like, we need the striker and other options. And that's where I'm at. I hope we get him. I don't know with Champions League football for Man United, how that flips things. They've been linked with Cunha as well. What do you make of the Cunha thing? Because apparently we're talks of us hijacking that as well.
I don't see it happening because I think United are in advanced talks, and I also don't think it happens because there's this kind of attitude problem that he has, and I just don't think Arteta's for that, brother, if I'm honest. I like Cunha. I personally prefer Eze, but I think Cunha would be a very good player too. So, yeah, I don't see that one happening. I think he'll probably go to Man United, Cunha.
Do you think we get Zubimendi? Everyone and their nan is saying he's expected to be confirmed in the coming weeks.
Look, all I can do is believe reports, and there's a lot of very reliable sources that people tell me that he's done. So I expect him to be in an Arsenal shirt. I expect that to be the first signing we make, and I think by the first day of the window, I think he'll be announced as in advanced talks and pretty much coming within the first few days of the window, because everyone keeps saying it's done.
Did you take Kevin De Bruyne? Allegedly, Arteta is pushing to sign De Bruyne as a free agent this summer.
I think that would be incredibly risky. I love De Bruyne as a player. I think what he's done in the Prem is absolutely unbelievable. Legacy he's left, but I don't think that he's going to come to Arsenal and for what, 380,000 pounds a money. It ain't going to be for me, man. I'd rather go and get a Eze or Cunha or Alex Baena as our attacking midfielder if we're looking at one.
I mean, yeah, like you said there, in terms of being a Premier League legend, experience, all of that, the Kevin De Bruyne you'd look on YouTube, it would make sense, but you can't stay fit. Plus the Arsenal tax of not staying fit. You're not the Kevin De Bruyne you once was, and the finances, because whether it's keeping Partey, bringing in big players, there's a lot of players that need to go that are on big wages, but there's no guarantee we are going to sell them. So there's a lot to do. I just think this is paper talk. From Kevin De Bruyne has been linked with Napoli and Liverpool and us. You've done it all in the Prem. You've won it all. Go and enjoy the nice weather in Italy. Go to
Yeah.
America and try a new experience. Go get yourself paid in Saudi, man. Like, do your thing, Kevin. But I don't know, man. Odegaard's expected to be our captain next season. I know you probably don't want to speak about this, but like, where you at with the Capitano, man?
Nah, I'd take it off of him. He won't, but I would. And I'll give it to Gabriel or Rice. I personally believe that he's shown absolutely zero leadership qualities or skills, and he has zero influence on the team. He doesn't go up to any of the players when they need a word or a shoulder. I don't believe that he should be anywhere near the armband, and personally, I would strip it off him. But he won't. He will keep it.
There's nothing else I can say, man. Like, that's why I'm happy to have asked someone else. What do you make of this Gittin stuff? Apparently, us and Chelsea in the fight for him.
If I had a choice between Nico Williams and Jamie Gittins, I'd take Jamie Gittins. I personally believe he's got more to his all-round game. I've been very disappointed with Nico Williams when I've watched him. The only reasons I've
Apparently,
watched
he's got an injury.
he is injured at the moment. I think his brother is as well. I would not take him because of what I've seen, and I can only go by the eye test. Against Spain, I thought, oh, this guy's lighting it up. He looks brilliant. Jamie Gittins, I actually think, has been very good for
British
Dortmund.
too.
He's been excellent. British, looks very good. 20 years old. He's a player that a lot of people will say is a project player, but I don't see any other left wingers, if I'm honest with you. Kvaratskhelia was the one I wanted, and he showed why. He showed why the other night. Yeah, that's where I'm at with left wingers. I think Jamie Gittins would be a good shout. Personally, I'm still on the Adam Muller-Lookman vibe. I think he'd be a good signing for us, but I do think that Jamie Gittins is more probably realistic. I think Nico Williams is the one Arteta wants, but I don't know if this release clause is going to be a thing because I think he might want to stay in Spain, bruv.
And I think he might want to stay in Spain. You know, you see rumors. I don't believe it for what it's worth, but rumors as high as he wants 400 grand a week and his wage is already high. He's injured at the moment. There's reports he might at the end of the season have to have a sports hernia. Obviously, I don't know. 1 minute you want to try join a Prem team allegedly, then you want to go Barca, then you want to stay at Bilbao. I'm all for it. But what I want to see this season, and this is why I'm kind of happy with Berta, is it seems like we are linked with a lot of players. Every now and again, we hone in on one, whether that's players that have come in or at the moment it appears Gyökeres, etc. And if we get or Zubimendi, and if we get them, cool, no worries, that's great. If we don't, I don't want to hear we tried. Make sure there's an ability to pivot. If Nico Williams is the one you want, go out there and do it. If not, bring in this Gittins fella, because we're not going to buy proven elite level players. We might as well get players that we believe can make that, with a bit of training, that intermediate step. Speaking of left wingers, yeah, allegedly Arsenal prepared to sell Martinelli this summer as part of a major overhaul. Where you at with that? This is one where I'm going to be biased, Dan, man. I know I can't let him go, man. I can't.
I like Martinelli. Always have liked Martinelli. I don't think he's developed into the player we wanted him to. At 23, 24 now, he's not the player I thought he would be. However, if there was a bid that come in the region of £70 million,
then I'd have to let him go.
Say no. Do you know what I'm saying? If it gets at 25, you keep him. 30s, you keep him. If it's like, oh my God, we have to accept this. I just don't think anyone's paying that money, brother, if I'm honest with you. So I think he'll probably stay, if I'm honest. I don't know that he'll sign a new long-term contract with us.
He's on 190 grand a week, man.
Exactly. So I think he'll probably stay. And then maybe next summer, I mean, I would sell him in the summer if he doesn't want to sign a new deal. I'll say that. But I don't know that we will do that. I think we'll keep him and then look at what happens with his career this season, come in and look in the summer. That's what I think.
It's a shame, man, because you started so positively against PSG. But honestly, I think it's the same thing with Martinelli and Trossard, in that I think you lot are squad players. Like, we see some good periods, some bad moments, but we're live or dying by you. And again, I'm just a naive fan, but it seems like we take players who should be on the peripheral things, make them squad players. We take squad players and make them first team regulars. And all across the course of a season, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games, they're amazing. But when we need to get over the line, it's not that. It's like when we had Giroud to replace Van Persie. Clearly, you've seen Giroud succeed at Chelsea, and obviously in the French side as kind of like a facilitative figure. But we make you the 20 goal striker. This is where we need to get away from. And I don't mean that in a disingenuous way. If Martinelli was doing 50% of what Saka is doing, or if it was like the 2022-23 season where we don't know who's got the higher potential, then it is what it is. But it's adapt to the survivor. I was having this debate with a friend, unpopular opinion, but next season will kind of be the fourth season that we've been talked about of winning stuff, right? 2025, 26 for those listening. I honestly think, had in the last 3 years, including now, prior to the season, next season, if we won a couple Prems and a champs or whatever, I still think maybe the sentiment would be different. I still think we'd be feeling this sort of same way, or better yet, the club would have to do certain things that they're going to do this summer regardless, because 3 years entering a fourth is a long period. You know, some players that were on the bench are regulars, some players that were first names on the team sheet. There's been shifting dynamics. So it'll be interesting. I hear you on the Martinelli thing. Just before we went live, you know, reports in Italy claim that Arsenal sporting director Andrea Berta has identified Milan star Rafael Leao as a potential target for the summer transfer window. Where are you at with him? Because fuck it, do it at this point for me.
Yeah, me and Curtis disagree with on this one. You and Curtis are on the same wave. I'm not. I'm actually not a massive lover of Rafael Leao.
Neither am I, but just spend the peas, man. That's where I'm at. They also trying to be crazy, bro. Just spend the peas, man.
We know he's better than what we got. Don't get me wrong.
Exactly.
But, maybe we can get something out of him, but I don't know that he's the guy that I would choose, and I think it'd be a lot of money.
A shitload of money.
You know, if I'm honest with you, this might sound a crazy take, and some people might laugh at this. I think I'd rather go for someone like Semenyo than Rafael Leao.
Dan.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Mbeumo. I'm not convinced on Semenyo. I like him.
Mbeumo I like, but Mbeumo is more of a right winger, isn't he? Left winger, I would go with, if I had to pick someone in the Prem, then I think I'd go with him. I'm not a lover of Semenyo, but I think it would be less of a risk than a massive load of money on Rafael Leao. Personally.
They're both going to cost a shitload, man. They're saying 70 for Semenyo. Like, this is where Arsenal, we just got to spend the bread, man.
Money. I wouldn't pay that much for Semenyo. I thought we'd probably get him for 45 or something. I didn't think we'd get him for that much.
Do it. If you can do that, do it.
But yeah, I mean, this is the problem with left wingers, man. That was why Kvaratskhelia was an absolute steal for 63. Because all these guys are going to be more than that. And they're going to be nowhere near as good as him, and they're going to be much more. So I look at Mitoma and I look at Semenyo and I look at, you know, even Eze, to be fair to him, could play on the left. I'd do that. I think that'd be a good shout. You know, Nico Williams, 50 million release clause. You've got Gittins, you've got Lookman. None of these players are guaranteed to be 100 levels ahead of Martinelli, bruv. So we'll see.
This is the thing, man. Like, we've got a lot to do. I'm happy I'm not Berta. Happy I'm an armchair expert, but it's just sad, man, that there's not a reality where we're going into the Liverpool game. Me and you are having conversations about, is the Prem going to be won or lost on Sunday? We're not bullish about Inter Milan. We're not, you know, still excited about being in the FA Cup final or a league final. All we've got is sitting on our hands and, you know, what could have been really and truly. And I understand the fans that are romantic and every bit of adversity takes you to the other level. I do agree with that to the same point. But then where probably I align with Dan is I'm quite a romantic football lover. But at the end of the day, it's sink or swim. It's another year of explaining. And fundamentally, we've let ourselves down. We've really let ourselves down over these 3 years, man. I don't think anybody is asking anything of this team that they haven't shown us a glimpse of. Fair enough. If we were 8th and all of that, we'd still be bitching and crying, but no one be sitting here talking about Prems or whatever. They flirted with it. It's about getting over the line, man. We'll have to see. Dan, what content you got to come out, man? As usual, it's been great. And I think, you know what, in a weird way, talking to you, I feel a lot more upbeat about Arsenal. There's nothing to be upbeat about, but it's like a therapy session, my boy. What content you got to come out, man?
It's been good therapy, man. It's been needed as well. Look, I've just dropped a clip from last night's show, which was heated. With Yardman,
very heated.
I mean, all four of them were literally going at it. It's normally Lee Viagal, when you put Yardman and Stricto with Lee and Viagal, it's carnage, mate. So
you're like Vince McMahon, man, in the WWE, the way you assemble these things.
Royal Rumble, it's
yesterday
like
was legendary, man. Like,
it was a lit show, lit stream, and so go check that one out, people, on Football's 12th Man. And I literally dropped it about about 2 hours ago, and people have seemed to be entertained and enjoying it. So go and have some fun over there, man. That's it for me today, I think, though. I might have a show later, but come check me out, man. Football's 12th Man. Thanks for having me, DG.
Nah, man, you know you're part of the family here. We're back on Dan's platform next week. I know he said that he's only dropped one video, but I'm pretty sure because of the man's work rate, there's probably a million others you haven't watched. Your Fridays are sorted. I'm telling you, people, whether it's the cut-up snippet, or I would actually say, don't watch that. Go watch the full stream of him. Well, yeah, obviously Dan's there, but Lee's there, Stricto's there, Yardman's there, Gal's there, and it almost show. Well, it does show different side of the fan bases. Above all, nobody's right, no one's wrong, but it's fucking gold. Go get a few hot drinks or cold drinks drinks, especially because of the weather. Taking Dan. Make sure you're subscribing to Dan. His stuff's in the title because he's flirting with 400k. 400k. Apologies. I wish 40k. Yeah, man. Go do that. Support that. Let us know your thoughts. I'm pretty sure you lot disagree with a lot of what we've said in this last hour and 11 minutes. Dan, man, go enjoy your food in the sun, as you said earlier, my boy. In a bit, man. People,
Love, man.
done though. Safe.
You always just go,